Salutations, people of the internet world. This is Ondria again, the owner and operator of Phantom Wolf Studio, and welcome to our third installment. As you can see on the screen, this is our first of two manga reviews. Let's get started, shall we? You can see the manga or manhwa in Korean is Blood Link by Brothers Without a Tomorrow by Oneurman, Saneun, Hyeongje. I am so sorry, dear author, if I butcher your name. I'm so sorry. Excerpt from Goodreads.com. Let's see what they have to say about this manga. Hyeongje is just a normal university student until he sees a girl being assaulted by the popular Lee Bin and jumps in her defense. The only problem is that Lee Bin is more than meets the eye. Interesting. Main characters: Lee Bin, Son Bae, aka Michael. Vampire, college student, has adopted siblings, two that we know of, a redhead female and a silverhead male. He's a male model. We see some examples throughout the manga, and let me tell you, he's perfection on the runway and in photo shoots. His sire is a high-ranking vampire. We see some of him later. He was the illegitimate son of an Italian noble. We hear about that. Mother was burned as a witch because only a few people knew that his mother had had an affair with an Italian noble. So when anyone saw her who did not know her, they were like, "Mother? Child? No husband? She must be a witch. Burn her, I say." I know, insane. Sad thing is, though, Lee Bin almost died in the same fire with his mother, but his vampire sire saved him, and he got his revenge after awakening up from his transformation. Let me tell you, it was a bloodbath. He's a charmer and a silver-tongued devil. You see this all throughout the manga, from him charming his partner, his partner's mom, anyone he meets, and all the girls on the university campus. But he's also a secret softie. You see him do this with his partner and the people he cares about, but if you were to ask him, he would deny until his final breath. He has a blood parasite that does his bidding, that lives underneath his skin. You see the parasite on and off through the manga. The parasite is very arrogant, but very protective of Lee Bin and anyone he cares about. Next up is his partner, Hyeongje. He is a half lichen and half human. Female lichen, but outwardly looks male. We'll learn more about that later. College student. We see that throughout the story. He's the youngest and has many older siblings. Like, his family is mainly females. And he's the baby of the group. He works at a taekwondo school and has a black belt in taekwondo. You see him use a skill, especially when he first meets his boyfriend, which is pretty funny. Father and mother are still alive. You see cameos of them throughout the manga. Grandma was a female lichen like him. You get a flashback of her later explaining this. He's stubborn and headstrong. Like, anytime he doesn't want to do something, he will not do it. And if you feel like something's not right, you'll keep on hounding it until it is right. But he's fiercely loyal and loving to the people he cares about. You can tell this with his partner. He absolutely adores him, his family, and things like that. He would do anything for them, including his crazy friends. His grandma erased his memory and made dormant his lichen and female nature, but it would come out when he found love. Because he was feeling so insecure as a kid about being a female lichen, his grandma wanted to have a normal life, so she erased his memory, but with the caveat is that everything would come back to him once he found someone who would love him for him, which he does. When he goes into heat, he gets wolf ears and a tail. We see this twice. And let me tell you, the scenes are steamy. World setting, part 1. This story takes place in an alternative universe where vampires and lichens live among humans without them knowing. Since the last time humans knew about them, they nearly wiped them out with the invention of modern weapons. You see a cutesy little diagram of this when Lee and Bull is explained to Hyeongje at the beginning of the manga. In this universe, there's a tension between the vampires and lichens. They were tolerant for one another, but definitely have boundaries and will attack each other if said boundaries are crossed. You see this a little bit later in the manga when a vampire and lichen are nearly gonna get into a brawl if someone hadn't intervened. Things about these beings are there's 3 classes of lichens. First class looks like a human with ears and tails when they shift. Second class looks like a furry, so head of the wolf, body of a human with fur. Third class can turn into a full-blooded wolf. That's rare. Lichens may look female or male, but internally be the opposite gender. Female lichens may look male or female on the outside, but are female on the inside. The same with male lichens. Female lichens can also be forced into heat if they are around strong male lichens for too long. Lichens can only be born, not created. This is touched upon when Liam Bull's father is talking to his silver hair son about the difference between lichens and vampires.